Hello, everybody. AOG Gaming here. We're back with another science video, so I guess it's not really AOG Gaming. Average ordinary scientist. How about I make a new channel for that? Still don't know how to do that, but we'll see. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on this because I'm still interested in fusion, even though I probably won't be part of it, but I'm still interested in it. Basically, okay, so let's. Ooh, let's drop something. Okay, let's go back to what I was discussing on. Basically, my idea on how this should work. Oh wait, this is. I just realized that it was sideways. Wait, give me a sec. Okay, yeah. So basically, this was my idea, and I think this works large scale because you can compress it. But the problem is, um, I think this will be the next step. First, we gotta make sure that we know how to use quantum locked magnets, physics, and how that reacts with plasma. I think people are really missing out a potential in how powerful that could be. So I made a new derivative, and honestly, it's a lot better because it's much easier. It only requires one thing we haven't figured out yet, and that's pretty much just a superconductor that we can use feasibly without spending too much energy or resources on it. And yeah, so basically, there's this phenomenon where quantum magnets get quantum locked. So here, um, let me just look that up for you guys real quick. So quantum locked magnetic field. So images. So just give me an image of it, please. So this is basically what it looks like, um, which is cool. So usually, so this is a good one. So what happens is when you have a superconductor, it usually just creates straight lines like I showed you before. And when you put a magnet on top of that, it'll just float because the magnet itself is being suspended in a basically in the little basket of magnetic flux. And now there's quantum locking, which basically lets you keep the magnet at a certain point. Both the magnet and the superconductor have to both be superconductors, I guess. So just two superconducting magnets. Um, and you get this quantum locked effect. So now the two magnets are completely locked in place and they can spin, which is really cool. So actually, let's go. Sure, accept all cookies, whatever. Oh, it doesn't show us. I thought it was going to show us. Yeah, okay, so here. Plays the properties of quantum physics to levitate superconductors over a magnetic source. We know that superconductors don't like magnetic fields and hence they expel magnetic field lines whenever they are kept in magnetic field. This phenomenon is termed as the Meissner effect, which you can see as the first photo. So, superconductors hate that superconduct that the magnetic lines that are basically magnetic fields that are being pushed up. Um, However, some superconductors allow the magnetic field lines to pass through them, and you get flux pinning, which is how you get the levitation. So they create quantum vortices. Sorry, wait, superconducting vortices. Quantum of magnetic flux to go through them, thus enable. Yeah, so this is just crazy in my opinion. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is really what I want to talk about. So it's really cool. So basically, you can pin things in space, and they won't really move from that spot. You can kind of bring them up and down. So like if you've seen videos when you put a magnet on top, but that's the Meissner effect. So you can bring it up or down, and it spins. But with quantum flux, it's literally locked in place because the magnet field is in there. The only thing it does is it pushes in and out, I do believe, right? Quantum locking, which is responsible for the levitation process. Wait, so the Meissner effect isn't it when it levitates though? Because like if you have a magnetic field underneath something that expels magnetic fields, it'll just repel that magnetic field and float. So yeah, and I'm assuming the quantum locking is the wait, what? I'm so confused. I think this is a bad website. Wait, what? It's a good picture. That's basically what I'm trying to explain. Quantum locking. Okay, let's just go to a YouTube video, because what? Oh, wait. Oop, I'm clicking too many things at once. All right, here, here, and here, and then we just go to YouTube. So YouTube isn't my main source, but when it's an academic source, it's fine because there's a lot of schools and places that do that. But yeah, this is not an academic source. So yeah, that's a superconductor. So that's a superconductor on a regular magnet. That's why the superconductor on top is white and it's releasing a lot of steam because it's cooling down since we're using nitrogen to turn a regular magnet into a superconductor. And basically it can spin and it's just locked in that place. So like it can spin, but it can go up or down and spin, but it's locked in place. So yeah, and you can spin it. Can you bring it up and down? I want him. And it creates a cushion. Yeah, there we go. Well, they don't exactly repel in so this is the thing that people are getting wrong. They don't exactly repel magnetic fields. It's more of the fact that their magnetic field pushes everything away, basically, that's not quantum locked itself. Or quantitative sorry, in a quantum state like a superconductor, which has a magnetic field that can quantum lock. So it it's not exactly repelling the field, but it's just that it's like a well, I guess you could say it's repelling the magnetic field, but it's more like it needs a specific type of magnetic field, kind of like positive or north or south, positive or negative magnetic fields. They attract or repel each other depending on whether it's the opposite or the same type of charge. So the same thing works with the quantum effect, whether it's a quantum charge or not, sorry, a quantum field, magnetic field, or not a quantum magnetic field, because it'll quantum lock onto it. So it's very interesting, but it's not exactly repelling the field. It's just that they're incompatible. So it's just repelling the type of field that it is. But technically, a quantum locked magnetic field is still a type of magnetic field. So it's not repelling a magnetic field. It's just repelling the type of charge that magnetic field is because it's not in a certain state, which it can actually, you know, they can, dirty word here, penetrate each other. Um, and in that form, the magnets are now quantum locked on the same magnetic field, which then you can you can do the up and down thing. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, Oh, it's just the opposite. Oh, okay, so I was thinking that they were just switching the places. I'm stupid. I thought they're doing something else. So yeah, superconductor on top of a normal magnet. So that's what I'm talking about. Um, but then the other one, which is the spin, so it does the same thing basically. But you either have a superconductor or you have a um a magnet. And the thing is, I want to do this, the Meissner effect. So let's go back to what we were talking about. YouTube is fun and all, and we're talking about the Meissner effect, but really I'm talking about a new fusion reactor. But honestly, I think this is a fusion battery. I think this is literally after we are able to feasibly make fusion and we're able to make superconductors at room temperature. This is the next thing that will revolutionize both just everything, mechanical engineering, quantum, like everything. So basically, this can be made at any scale, right? You can make as small magnets as you want. You can have the magnetic field as small as you want. You can have the fuel pellet of your fusion be as small as you want. So basically, I would have this. Now, one problem with this is that two quantum locked magnets, now they're in a quantum locked state. So they can penetrate, their magnetic fields can penetrate each other. So now they're locked together. And what you do is you create this little magnetic cage and you put the pellet there. And what you want to do is you want to drop the pellet and then basically spin these magnets in opposite directions because their fields are quantumly locked, so they'll stay in the same place, but it'll basically shrink the magnetic field, so it'll push it in kind of. But it's more like it's wrapping onto the little pellet, and then that's when you explode the pellet. Now the problem with this is that there's not really much resistance pushing on the pellet from up and down. Quantum magnets do repel charged things, they repel magnetic fields. Sorry, quantum locked superconductors definitely repel magnetic fields, but I don't know how exactly it'll work with the fusion. So if you want some redundancy, just to make sure that your entire thing doesn't just blow apart that way, what you can do is you can have magnets on the outside again, like the Meissner effect, where they're pushing against a superconducting magnet, and now you got the magnetic waves pushing this way as well, and you can have one magnet here and another magnet there, and really they can be attracted to each other because now you have two quantum locked magnets. So you have basically attraction, basically. Ooh, sorry. Basically, it's being squeezed from both directions by normal magnets, and then the quantum magnets are sitting inside that magnetic field, basically inside the little cage itself. So this is the outside magnetic field, and then those quantum locked magnets have a little normal magnet inside if you need the redundancy to push back on the plasma. If it works fine without that, then it's probably much simpler to just have this be an entire superconducting magnet, and same with this one. um, and then after that, it'll be enough to push and keep this contained, and then what it does is it unravels because again these are quantum locked, so they can still spin basically freely with literally zero electrical sorry zero friction basically. There is some magnetic resistance, I think, so you're gonna have to account for that. But basically, what will happen is, like I said, the spins are reversed because magnets are superconductors and can spin with little resistance. So what happens is it explodes and the spins reverse. So basically, this is the spins being reversed, and then what will happen is it'll keep spinning, and then what will happen is it'll actually shrink. So eventually, the magnets will overcome again. They'll start shrinking specifically for the quantum locked magnets. The regular magnets won't do much; they'll probably stay the same. But the quantum magnets will twist in and then basically squeeze the fuel pellet, like I showed you on this page. Squeeze the fuel pellet, and then the explosion will occur. And as you can see, the spins will be reversed, and then it'll keep doing that for every explosion that overcomes the magnetic field that is compressing the plasma itself. So it's basically a self-sustained. It's not. I don't think it's a continuous loop of stored energy, but you can pretty much make sustained fusion for a pretty long time with this, and you only need to add fuel once in a while. Don't mind all of this other quantum computing stuff, but yeah. And how do you siphon the energy out of that? Well, oh, sorry. So basically, you have the magnets on the outside. So I drew one down here, but I'm gonna draw one up here. So you have the magnets on the outside. They have their own magnetic field. It's doing whatever it needs to be doing, and you got basically a coil, and the coils will siphon the magnetic energy because the magnetic field will interact with the electric field and therefore generate the energy onto the coils. So now you basically have, well, you can make this an engine, you can make it a battery. You basically have a continuous source of energy that can be scaled to literally any size. You could have this as small as you want, as big as you want. This will literally solve all of our problems. Every computer, every phone, everything will be able to use this. The problem is the government and companies are going to try and shut this down as fast as possible because they don't want to save the planet. They want to make money, as we've established. Which is why they're saying, "Oh, we're spending billions of dollars onto this company," and some scientists are actually advocating. Some companies are actually trying to solve the future, but some companies are not. They're just trying to make money. So this might not come to fruition, but if it does, yeah, basically the one of the biggest money gainers in the world, all the oil and gas economy, it won't crash immediately, but it'll definitely crash over the next few years after this technology being released. But very cool, very awesome. Um, Please spread awareness for this because I can't test it since I don't have my degree. Probably won't for a while, at least 2 or 3 years, and I don't have a lab. I don't have the resource. Like I just can't do this. So Helion, calling you out because you're probably the company that's at least trying to advocate for climate change, even if you are trying to make money. Um, yeah, and I'm okay with companies making money, but if that's their sole reason of existing, then like no, it's just well, that's a Ponzi scheme, right? Like that's if you're only there to make money and not like produce, then yeah, that's a scam, 100%. Um, but yeah, if they bring fusion, it's not seen as a scam because they're saving the world or whatever. But then they overprice it or whatever. So yeah, I'm just trying to make everyone have free energy, so we never have to pay for energy again. And yeah, now you guys can have cars with unlimited energy and stuff. Like I said, the one problem is superconducting magnets. Superconductors are going to be hard to build, get, or just maintain in superconducting status. So yeah, there's some technical problems, but if you make it small enough, the fusion doesn't affect, and the temperature is relativistically small because the quantum locking, you can have the magnets like so here, the distance itself can be set to realistically any distance. They kind of decrease in strength the magnetic field, so it'll be easier for the magnetic field to become undone with the explosion. However, if you're able to do all the math correctly, which I haven't been taught in this type of physics yet, I'm very interested in it, but I'm not doing electrical engineering. I'm doing mechanical engineering, which is literally, well, I'm basically just learning everything that is calculus. I'm dying on calculus. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I think we're done with the video. As always, thank you guys for watching AOG Gaming here. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. Really shows your support. Helps me out, keeps you up to date on my content. Yeah, if you guys want to see more science stuff, do hit me up. But I really just get views. I don't really get likes or comments, so I can never tell with this stuff. But yeah, basically, I'm trying to save the world by giving ideas to people because I'm a very inventive and creative person, and I'm smart. I don't learn well in school because I've definitely worked and have worked very well in high school. Like high school is super easy, but high school also isn't real school. So yeah. Um. Anyway, as always, thank you guys for watching. 118 subscribers last time I checked, so you guys are amazing. Keep going. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later. It's just that.